Hi guys, it's Marcel again. I'm back at it again interviewing, and I actually have the pleasure to talk to Mithy after his game against Giants. Overall, it was a pretty tough game for you guys, and I guess it doesn't have like any implication for the playoff seeding because you guys go straight to playoffs. And I just wanted to ask, if you guys play against Fnatic tomorrow, like, is it important for you guys to win this game in terms of seeding, or what's your general take on like the playoff seeding right now overall?
I actually have no idea. I really don't care. As long as we go to playoffs, which is what we are in for sure, then I really don't mind. If I only care about winning playoffs. If I don't win playoffs, I don't mind where I end up. So I want to beat every team.
You want to beat every team. Okay, that's a good attitude to have. And of course, you guys played with PowerofEvil last week, or xPeke last week, and then now you switched to PowerofEvil again. What's like the difference? Is it like, do you think that you guys changed like a lot in the team in terms of like how you practice and everything, or because you guys like look a lot better lately right now?
I think we have changed some stuff, or we have just grown a bit smarter and talked about a lot of our issues. But in terms of PowerofEvil and Peke, it's mostly that PowerofEvil has worse map awareness and communication than Peke does or did, and his champion pool is not. It's not like he has a bad champion pool or anything. It's just that his champion pool was not fitting the meta at all because he plays control mages, and the meta was face roll 1-3-1 for this whole split. So we need to kind of like first get the hang of 1-3-1, get the hang of actually like being okay, and then we want to try and go a bit deeper into playing with control mages. So it was really hard because we didn't really have the communication going, and just the whole strategy awareness in general, and it was pretty rough. And now when we're playing with both, PowerofEvil gets to learn a bit more from Peke's way of like thinking and communicating, and Peke gets to learn a bit from PowerofEvil's way of like controlling the lane. So hopefully they learn from each other. I mean, yeah.
Hard-hitting question right now. Who do you think is like the better Origin version right now? Is it with xPeke or is it with PowerofEvil currently?
I think the meta basically makes it better with Peke if he can actually perform to his level in terms of laning. I think that he struggles a bit in that regard. He doesn't have the same amount of practice as other mid laners have had. So he's struggling in that regard. But in terms of how we communicate and work together, we have 1 year of experience with Peke, so it kind of just flows much better.
Okay. Of course, best of ones don't really mean much, and you have like 17 games right now of best of ones. Do you think that you guys are better at adjusting right now in the best of 5 setting? Because like lately your draft has been improving. I mean, I think you struggled a bit with the drafting part in the first half of the season, but it's getting more consistent. Do you think like you have a better shot at beating those teams that are higher in the standings right now in a best of 5?
I don't wanna say like what I don't know, but in general, the way it worked was that, as I said before, Tristan or PowerofEvil is he wants to play control mages. It's what he likes, and he just gave it a shot to play other champions that he really didn't like because of how the meta fitted, and it was just kind of tough. Also, just in general, I don't feel like we're putting enough research into what champs were good, what champs were bad, giving them enough practice. I don't think everyone was like truly motivated. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm like offending my team or anything, but I just felt that way throughout the start of the split, and now honestly, I think we're picking it up at a very fast pace. Maybe we can actually make it to playoffs with like good. I think the pace is there. So if we can beat teams in best of 5 or not, there's still 2 more weeks to practice. So it's gonna be a lot of time for us to maybe learn how to play with control mages in mid, like to the T, because we make it's much easier to make mistakes when you're playing with a control mage mid. And the other thing is that Peke gets his champion pool going too. Then we can have like this adaptation situations going on. So if we can get those 2 things going, and Peke performs well, we get to play well with Tristan, which is going at a good pace right now. If those things get working in 2 weeks, I think we can be good.
I just want to pick a brain, like your brain a bit on the control majors. We see a lot of Azir showing up randomly right now in all regions, and even the best teams just first pick it right now. Like, what's your general take on Azir, and why is he coming back right now in comparison to like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago? What changed?
It's not random. It's just in general. So how it came out is, I think, from my opinion, is just I played against BDD when I was in Korea, and this guy is very good. Okay, he was Azir main. So once he got back to playing League, to playing like actually professionally because he was underaged, he probably just picked up Azir and showed everyone that Azir is actually really good if you are good at there. And now everyone is kind of picking it up. And I think that it doesn't have too bad matchups into Assassins, and then it's a very safe control mage mid. The thing with the whole 1-3-1 meta right now is that if you leave your mid laner alone, if you're playing 1-4, for example, not 1-4, but basically like you leave your mid laner alone and you go with the duo lane on side lane, and your mid laner is very vulnerable to things like Lissandra, Nautilus, Bard, Gragas, and you can't, like, it's really hard to pick something like Victor into that because you're just super vulnerable, and even if you think you can clear the wave 1v4, you're just gonna get dived or one shot. So what Azir does is he has that wave clear power, has that passive pressure with the tower, and then on top of that he or she, I don't even know, I never know, but it's very safe. You can play with cleanse, you don't even have to, but like this the EQ plus the flash is like you're actually really safe right now with Azir. So that's kind of what makes it a very good control mage. And in teamfights, if you manage to pull off a control mage against a 1-3-1, you will win teamfights 90% of the time because you just have the better comp overall.
Okay, thank you so much for your very deep insight. And of course, if you want to follow your favorite pro player or just like my interviews, make sure to follow us on Twitter at theScore eSports. Check out our website, and we see us next time.